Are gearing up for the start of the legislative session next week. And when that gets underway, House Republicans are looking to make it easier to carry handguns. The Alabama House Republican Caucus has unveiled their agenda for the session, which includes a bill that would eliminate the concealed carry permits. If it's approved, this bill would only require background checks.
Law enforcement from across Alabama gathered today outside the State House to voice their opposition to proposed bills allowing for permitless carry of weapons.
No one wants to send their kids to a ball game and you're able to carry a weapon inside that stadium. No one wants to go into a business and you can't tell that person they can't bring their firearm in. This is a bad bill. We need to stand our ground on this, not just because we want to keep our permits. It's truly about making our communities safer. This particular case, we smelled marijuana, so we asked the person to step out of the car. He had a weapon in his waistband. So we did a pat search on him. Do you have a permit? No, sir, I do not. That led us to be able to investigate the case, investigate the car. How many weapons do you have in the car? We had 2 more in the front seat. That led to the passenger of the vehicle saying that we had the extra weapons in the trunk. The pistol permit plays a big role in what we're doing out here in law enforcement.
Then it would make it just a little bit tougher for us to do our jobs every day. Sure, it may make it easier for law-abiding citizens to have a weapon and carry it around to protect themselves. That's fine. But on the other side of that coin, it also makes it easier for those who choose to disobey the law, who choose to put the communities in peril, who choose to confront us, that we have to confront them. Makes it easier for them too. And we don't want that to happen. It's as simple as that.
2 weeks ago, 2 of my officers that I supervised again were also confronted with a convicted felon who produced a handgun and fired a shot in which they had to return fire, killing him. He knew at that point if they patted him down, he was going to be found in possession of a weapon that was concealed about his person, and he would go back to prison. He was released from prison in August after a 15-year stint. Without this pistol permit law, that was just one tool that we're going to lose. And that gentleman would still be here walking the streets.
My name is Eddie Fulmer. I'm currently president of Alabama Carry. We're a nonprofit organization that was founded in 2013. Our business is to educate and defend gun rights in the state of Alabama. And I'm thankful today that I'm able to come here on my own dime. Nobody's paying me to be here. And it would do us well to take a step back and remember we've been here with this bill for 10 years. For 10 years, we have begged a Republican supermajority for a little tidbit of our freedom to be returned to us, while other states are trusting their citizens and allowing them the freedom that we so rightly deserve protected. Yet in Alabama, that we defend our rights state, we want people to prove and show papers that we are allowed to carry a weapon for self-defense, or we are criminal.
Support allowing you to carry a concealed weapon without a permit say the current law requiring a permit violated the Second Amendment. Opponents argued the change will take money from local sheriff's offices while making gun violence even worse in the state.
Alabama's constitutional carry bill is continuing its way through the legislature.
Alabama moved a big step closer to repealing a state law requiring you to get a permit to carry a concealed firearm. The state Senate overwhelmingly passed the legislation just a short time ago.
No one can stop them, no one can question them, and it's just a bad deal all the way around. If we don't know about it, you know, we don't know how to protect other people.
And I'm pretty sure I can speak for law enforcement out there. We're disappointed in the outcome today. We intend to keep working to do what we can to keep this bill from ultimately passing.
Sheriff Rick Singleton over in Lauderdale County, who says it might not be as bad as it sounds.
My personal position, I favor constitutional carry. I haven't been outspoken either way on it.
Lawmakers have advanced legislation that would do away with the current requirement for a person to get a permit to carry a concealed handgun in public. A divided House Public Safety Committee approved that bill today, and it now moves to the full state House.
The Alabama House of Representatives approving legislation allowing people to carry concealed handguns without a permit.
Says the permit laws don't deter criminals. However, other lawmen, including Mobile County Sheriff Sam Cochran, opposed the measure, saying concealed carry permits are a crucial tool in combating crime.
Permitless carry in Alabama is now the law. The governor signed that bill into law just hours ago.
Beginning January 1st, Alabamians will be able to carry a concealed gun without a permit, despite opposition from law enforcement. This would make Alabama the 22nd state in the nation to do so.
Alabama Police Chief vocally against permitless carry, sharing frustrations on Twitter. Oxford Chief Bill Partridge tweeting out this evening, Alabama law enforcement lost another tool in the toolbox to get illegal guns off our streets, continuing to make officers' jobs harder. 5 of the 6 officers killed in the line of duty in Alabama in 2019 were killed with a stolen firearm.
Montgomery County Sheriff Derek Cunningham says he's fearful for the safety of his deputies.
I'm just scared about that vehicle and that weapon, and then mixed with alcohol, drugs, whatever the case may be.
Concealed carry will be allowed on public property and on certain private property, unless a property owner has signage outside their establishment saying otherwise.
People are so accustomed to carrying their guns, they're going to walk right on in with their weapon. What we're finna turn into is a screening society. Everywhere you go, you got to go through metal detectors. You got to screen this. You're going to see clear bags.
Under the new law, drivers carrying a pistol must tell law enforcement about it if they're pulled over. An officer can run a background check if warranted.
A car is considered concealed, no matter where it's at.
Yeah, we talked about that last time. So
you step in a car because you're encased in a roof.
Right.
You got panels around your door, so it's concealed. You actually can't see it.
Right.
So that's what concealed means. That's what that permit gave you. It gave you permission to carry. Now, and hide the weapon in your jacket pocket, in your purse, in your glove box, or anything like that. But now, and a lot of people understand that we've been a right to carry state for years. And when that means that you can walk down Broad Street just like me with your pistol on your side.
Right.
Exposed.
Exposed.
Not concealed.
That is the big
Not
difference.
concealed.
A lot of people don't understand.
You know, a lot of people don't understand this too, and we get calls from time to time with merchants. If that retail store or gas station or restaurant has a little Ghostbuster sign with a firearm in there, it's privately owned, you cannot walk in there with that pistol. You cannot walk in there with that pistol.
Private property they can make their own rules.
That's right. You can't carry concealed or whatever. But if it's concealed, they're not going to see it. But if they do happen to see it, you're not supposed to go in there. So be respectful of that.
Ariel, you spoke with Mobile County Sheriff-elect Paul Birch about some of their concerns.
Yeah, I did, Shelby, and Birch said essentially this law means that anyone, including a convicted felon, could be carrying a gun and not much can be done about it. He also fears that more people will start carrying guns.
The bill includes a grant of $5 million to replace the revenue loss. Swafford says they have already started to experience the loss.
It generates almost $500,000 for us, and this year alone we've already seen 60 to 70% drop in those numbers.
In this day and age, with all the shootings going on, you would think that our lawmakers or our legislature would be restricting gun laws, not relaxing them.
After the law was passed earlier this year, a good amount of Alabamians relaxed on buying permits. The Alabama County Commission Association reporting a 30% decrease in gun permits. For Henry County, most citizens have purchased a 5-year permit, but the sheriff's office has experienced a slim drop in pistol permits this year.
This is an issue where it's a voluntary thing to go and buy a pistol permit, and that's the money we use. Well, now what that lacks, the taxpayer's gonna have to make up for it. If everybody's got that don't need a gun has got one, that just leads to crime. It leads to violence. And that's what we don't need any more of. I mean, we got enough of it like it is with people being required to have permits.
The other day, we sold 3 permits all day, 3 permits. Normally, we'd sell $2,000 worth a day. The law is what it is. I'm good with it. This is not about being for or against permits or the Second Amendment or any of those things. This is strictly about we were defunded.
Those funds that we received every year are used to buy equipment, such things as weapons, computers, a lot of technology. One of the big things is training. We paid for all of our training outside of our concealed carry permit fund. Now, an 18-year-old can carry a concealed weapon without a permit. They can't purchase the weapon, but they can carry the weapon. We were worried about street crime, things of that nature, perhaps the increase in weapons that may come about.
It's down about 35 to 50%. The money here going towards things like training and technology.
We call it our discretionary money because we, by law, it has to be audited money. It's just like taxpayer money, so we treat it just like part of the budget.
This is a great loss to the sheriff's office.
Here in Walker County,
we normally see anywhere from $12,000 to $15,000 a month has come in on pistol permits. I think last month we were somewhere around $6,400 come in for pistol permits. So we definitely have seen a decrease.
Changes are in store for the new year as the gun permit requirement will be dropped for Alabamians. While that may relieve the pockets for some citizens, it could pinch the pockets of local sheriff's departments.
Law enforcement officers from Franklin, Colbert, and Lauderdale counties all met to talk about the new permitless carry law as well as some other laws that were recently passed. I spoke with Lauderdale County District Attorney Chris Connolly, who says that they're working to make sure the agencies in their area stay well informed.